All right, let's just dive right into it. Welcome to today's Explainer. Today, we're unpacking how seemingly random global events, from the latest AI developments to shifting geopolitics, are actually all deeply connected threads of a massive systemic stress test. Right now, the world is facing intense pressures on multiple fronts, and how they all interact with each other is absolutely fascinating.
The quote you're seeing perfectly nails it. The global trend right now is absolutely fragmentation. The interconnectedness of our modern world means a disruption in one area immediately sends shockwaves through everything else. We aren't just dealing with isolated incidents anymore. We are watching a global chain reaction unfold in real time.
To make sense of all this fragmentation, we're going to hit 5 key pillars today: global conflicts and trade, the massive AI ecosystem, markets and energy pressures, health and climate extremes, and finally, culture in transition.
Kicking things off with Section 1, Global Conflicts and Trade. We're starting with the highest stakes imaginable. International borders, where military policy and commercial trade are expanding into truly uncharted territory.
It's honestly wild to see how fast the situation on the ground actually evolves. For instance, after 13 straight nights, the U.S. paused its bombing of Iran while keeping its naval blockade fully active. But the conflict immediately fragmented outward. Over the weekend, Houthi and Saudi forces exchanged retaliatory strikes, which severely threatens a ceasefire that had largely held since 2022. The fighting is just becoming less concentrated and much more distributed across these regional networks.
And this military fragmentation, it's completely mirrored in global trade, where policies expanding way beyond your standard conventional disputes. While the U.S. expands tariffs to combat forced labor and even threatens duties to offset the cost of Canadian wildfire smoke, international trading partners are actively pushing back. Australia, India, and the EU are disputing these justifications, proving that commercial and environmental emergencies cross borders just as fast as military ones do.
Moving right along to Section 2, the massive AI ecosystem. What's super fascinating here is how these geopolitical tensions perfectly mirror the intense border-crossing race to control the future of computing.
Get this, South Korea is rolling out a massive AI investment package. We're talking $950 billion in long-term initiatives. It's a highly deliberate strategy to control the entire AI supply chain within one national ecosystem. Think about the synergy involved here. You've got Samsung handling the ultra-precise microscopic foundry work and packaging, SK Hynix bringing the lightning-fast memory chips, NVIDIA providing the heavy-duty accelerators, and Broadcom bringing custom chip design. AI competition is no longer just about software, right? It is a full-blown contest among complete, highly coordinated industrial systems. But look, with this kind of unprecedented scale comes some really serious operational risk. As tech companies debate the safety of open-source, widely accessible AI models versus tightly closed systems, the absolute crucial point is operational control. If we're going to rely on autonomous AI agents, they absolutely need independent shutdown mechanisms. We have to ensure these systems operate with limited permissions and don't execute dangerous actions like making payments or altering access without explicit human approval. Which brings us to Section 3, markets and energy pressures. Because, let's face it, building 2-gigawatt AI data centers and sustaining global conflicts, both of those require immense amounts of energy, bringing us right to the financial markets. Brent crude oil recently hovered right near $96 a barrel after pulling back slightly from a brief spike over $100. Now, this isn't just some random number on a screen. It's a critical metric the Federal Reserve is watching like a hawk. They're currently weighing about a 1 in 3 chance of an interest rate increase, really trying to balance this energy inflation against remarkably strong employment data. And this is where you really see that systemic stress test in action. Because of military blockades and threats, maritime employers are being forced to completely reroute their ships to avoid the Red Sea and the Strait of Hormuz. They literally have to sail all the way around Africa. This step-by-step diversion adds weeks of crew time, skyrockets fuel consumption, and causes total cargo deliveries to just plummet. A regional conflict instantly becomes a cascading global economic delay.
Let's pivot to Section 4, health and climate extremes. This massive energy consumption and constant crossing of borders really sets the stage for our 4th pillar, where public health and the physical environment are showing severe signs of strain. Take this, for example. The United States has recorded 2,318 measles cases so far this year. To put that into perspective for you, that is the highest annual total we've seen since 1991. And the root of this? It basically comes down to coverage levels.
Health officials are incredibly concerned right now because the national MMR vaccination rate has dropped to 92.5%. Even more alarming, 16 states are now falling below the 90% threshold. This isn't just a localized health issue. Continuous transmission threatens the nationwide elimination status that the country originally achieved way back in 2000.
At the exact same time, the environmental science community is practically caught in this continuous loop of monitoring overlapping crises. I mean, we've got extreme heat in the American Southwest, Tropical Storm Genevieve intensifying in the Pacific, and raging wildfires forcing nearly 200,000 evacuations in France. We even have cross-border Canadian wildfire smoke moving through the U.S., which, crazily enough, can actually reduce solar energy generation unexpectedly far away from the fires themselves.
All right, our final stop is Section 5, Culture in Transition. Let's look at how our society, our institutions, and even our sports are attempting to adapt to this rapidly shifting, fragmented reality. We can actually see this adaptation happening right in Washington. President Trump recently ordered signs placed outside the Smithsonian's National Museum of American History that criticize portions of its interpretation. Now, looking at this objectively, this directive highlights a really fascinating ongoing public debate. Should national museums present a finalized, settled narrative of history, or should they be spaces that document continuing disagreements? Our institutions are constantly having to navigate these shifting cultural rules. We even see this adaptation happening in the sports world, believe it or not, with LeBron James reportedly joining the Philadelphia 76ers for another championship run, and European football clubs dealing with these incredibly condensed recovery times following the World Cup. The whole sports industry is shifting. The focus is moving completely away from generic preseason conditioning and moving heavily toward highly individualized workload management, just to mitigate injury risk in this constantly expanding global calendar. So what does this all mean? Well, it brings us right back to you. Ultimately, as you navigate this wildly fragmented world of new tariffs, overlapping climate emergencies, and billion-dollar tech arms races, the most durable career advantage isn't just knowing how to prompt an AI. It's having the technical and operational expertise to enforce controls, to translate business intent into technical boundaries, and to manage the surrounding system when things inevitably go wrong. So I'll leave you with this final thought to consider. When the automated system makes a mistake, will you be the one who knows how to step in and fix it? Thank you so much for exploring this with me today, and keep questioning the world around you.